Hi everyone, so this is the iFootage slider that I showed you a few days ago. It's pretty awesome, and today I'm going to show you the iFootage motor kit, which I think has the potential to be really awesome, but if you get one that's a working unit, my one is probably the buggiest thing I've ever seen in my life, but it's a pretty awesome design and a really cool thing, so I think if you get one that works, that's great, but at least in this video you'll get to learn how to use it and how it's supposed to work, but please be aware that it's very, very, very possible that something or everything in this video is not going to work, and I'm not going to keep trying to make this work because I've spent hours on this now. So I'm just going to show you guys a tutorial. When you first turn it on, it's completely confusing. With a tutorial, I think it'll be easy enough to use for most people, as long as it's not a buggy unit. This unit was first stuck on Chinese, and then it was going left even if I wasn't pressing anything, and then it wouldn't connect, and then it would reset random things in the menu, so extremely buggy. And the menu, not the menu, the manual is just as terrible. It's, I mean, it's like deciphering ancient Egyptian or something. Okay, maybe not quite that bad. But the part with the pictures of how to put it together, that's helpful. The part with the words, not so helpful. It's, I'm guessing it was translated by a computer because there's just too many words that just don't make sense. They're just... I don't know. So anyways, here's the manual. Actually, I want to flip through every page so that in case anyone wants to see the manual on your screen. So let's take a look at how this works. So first of all, you turn it on. Hopefully it'll work. So you turn it on from here, and on top of the camera, the little thing, you press the little button on top for 3 seconds until the lights start flashing. And then if they connect, which should happen automatically, then you'll have them connected. So it's wireless, this thing's wireless, and that thing on the camera's wireless. This cable only goes to the camera, but this piece is wireless, so it connects to here or to here, and then this piece is completely wireless as well. This is the only wire at the moment, so everything's wireless except for this, but you can have it completely wireless by using a V-Lock battery. So I really like that it's wireless, but I don't think that's a really important feature. This thing is very quick to set up. You undo this screw, which then removes the big weight that's sitting on here, the flywheel. And then you place this entire unit on there, it just clips on, and you spin 3 little thumb screws on. It takes, I don't know, like a minute or so, so really nice and quick to connect. After you've connected everything, you need to move it to the correct position. So you need to be very close to this, but not touching, so it doesn't bump into the metal piece. And then you need to turn it off and turn it back on again. We're going to go into settings, and we're going to go here. So then we're going to move all the way to here. So we're going to leave a little bit of a gap because we don't want it to bump into the end. So then you press save. So now that's remembering that distance, so it won't bump into the edges. That's pretty cool, but it is another little step that you need to do every single time you turn this on. If you're using batteries and you're turning it on and off quite a lot of times during the day, that might get a little annoying. Next up, we have power used. Now, power used means how much power you want to get from the motor. And so 25% will be fine for when you're working horizontal, like this, just moving the slider this way. And then you have 50% and 100% as well. So the more power you give it, the heavier of a camera it'll move, or the more it'll go up an incline, you know, if you want to lift the camera upwards or something. So 25% will save you battery life. So that's what you mostly want to have it on for small cameras and for using on you know, just horizontal and not vertical. Backlight, 30 seconds. I guess that's fine. I'm actually going to change that because it's a little annoying. 5 minutes, good enough. Next up in the settings, we have the sync settings. And if it doesn't connect, what you might want to check is that this is in the correct position. So those little switches right there must match with this, or the entire thing won't work. No idea what these things do. I guess they sort of prevent you from using some axis controls. By the way, a lot of these controls don't do anything. I guess it's intended for when you use this with a motor head that they might make at some point. Let's go to manual. This is fairly simple. You control the speed through this. So these have a little bit of a variable pressure control, so that you can go a little slower or a little faster. And then down here in this LV thing, that is your dampening. So I'm going to set that to 3 for the most amount of dampening. So as you can see, it starts and stops sort of smoothly, so that's nice. Not a great menu system. Then, okay, no, it didn't remember my 0 properly. Let's see if it remembered this properly. Nope, it didn't. Okay, so it's supposed to stop before it bumps into it. Okay, like I said, extremely buggy. So next up, we're going to go into the record menu. And this is basically you telling this how far to move. It's not really recording a full move. It's just telling it where to start, where to stop, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to select number 5. And then I'm going to go up to the record and press record. So then I'm going to just bring it to the position I want. And then press the record again. So now it's recording, and I'm going to move it to here. It doesn't matter if I do it smoothly or not. It's basically just a starting point and an end point. So I'm just going to do the entire length. So then I press enter, which would make it stop. So now that's recorded my distance. Then next up, we'll go to auto, which will basically do that and just do that move for you over the time that you specify. And what we'll do is we've selected 5. If we select a different one through this, then it'll play that different recording, that different distance. It's not really a recording, it's just more of a distance. So then we'll press this to 0. So that will bring that automatically to the 0 position where it knows it should start. We want to select the number of seconds that we want it to do that move in. Let's say 9 seconds. So I want it to do that move over the time of 9 seconds. And then I press 1, which will make it play. And this will basically calculate the time that it takes to do that and do that in 9 seconds. So that's pretty cool. And we're going to go to time lapse. A very similar thing. We're using the pre-recorded thing. So we've got 2 different modes, number mode and time mode. So number mode is you selecting the number of shots that you want it to do, and time mode is you selecting the time that you want it to do the time lapse in. So we'll go first to number mode. So we've got the total number of shots that we want it to do, and the exposure time. If the camera is set to bulb mode, then you can set the exposure using this. If you have anything other than bulb for the shutter speed in the camera, you want to leave this to 0. So then interval is the time between photographs. And then over here we have some different modes. We have a mode that will start, stop, take a photo, and then start again, stop, take a photo, etc. And in this mode, it will take a photo while moving. This brings it back to 0. We will press play. And so this is not actually taking any photos. I don't know why, but like I said, very buggy, and there's pretty much no chance I'm going to ever get this to work properly, I think. So, okay, the other mode would be this. So it zeroes it for me. And then, okay, so then it's doing that. So, as you can see, it's moving very slowly, and it should be taking photos right now, which it's not, but yeah. The funny thing is, this thing is connected properly. So if I press that button, it will actually take a photo. So yeah, I don't know what's wrong with this. If we keep scrolling down, there's ease in and ease out. I'm guessing that's basically how slow and how fast it starts and stops, but I haven't tried that yet because it was not working properly when I tried. And then it shows you the total time here, which is a very useful thing. Okay, so now we're going to go into time mode. And in time mode, you tell it how long you want it to take to do that time lapse. So for example, you want it to do the next 5 hours to capture, you know, sunrise or something, but whatever. So we're going to do a very short thing, so just 1 minute, 20 seconds. Exposure, once again, leave that to 0. The interval, once again, is the time between photos. Let's say we want a 35-minute thing, and we want it to do a shot every 1 second, or 2 seconds is the minimum. It's telling me that it's going to take 1068 shots. And then let's see if that works. So play. So yeah, that's moving very, very slow. It's not taking photos, but it's moving. And then if we wanted it to not stop for the shot, then we'd press this one instead. Shutter mode would simply fire off the shutter and not move the slider at all. Total quantity 10, intervals 1 second, and play. So yeah, it's not taking photos, but it's pretending to take photos. That's the important thing. It wants to take photos. And as we all know, it's the intention that counts. So that's pretty much it. And then, yeah, like I said, manual mode. Those are all the modes, and those are all the settings. And hopefully you found this useful and helpful. So my conclusions for this is that it could potentially be really awesome, but it is expensive. And if every unit is as buggy as this one is, then there's no way you should buy it. But if other units do work, which I have no idea if they do, but you could probably find out by Googling, I will have another video comparing it to the Canova MSB, which is much cheaper. It's about £200. I don't know, I mean, if you like the features of this and if you get one that actually works, maybe have them test it out for you at the shop that you buy it from. Which, by the way, if you want a genuine one of these, then you can get it from Pro AV. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Visit my channel for lots more awesome filmmaking and photography videos, like lighting techniques, DIY projects, behind the scenes tutorials, cameras, lenses, adapters, shoulder rigs, stabilizers, flashes, LEDs, microphones, bags, straps, studio backgrounds, tripods, float heads, sliders, multi-tools, and lots more cool stuff.